Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update coming to you from Legion Field, the site of the 4th of July fireworks. Getting set to shoot off coming up on the 4th of July around 9:30 here with Jeff Bauer, member of the 4th of July committee. Now, of course, before the fireworks and the Arts and Music Festival, we do have the parade coming up. That steps off at 10 a.m.
That's right, John. It's a great tradition here in Bridgewater, one of the few communities left that have all of the events on the 4th of July itself. So we begin at 10 a.m. with the parade that'll be marching right through the center, and right after that we invite everybody to head over to the Boyden Quad at Bridgewater State, where we have the Arts and Music Festival. Nora Tarr does a great job with that, some of the premier bands in the area, and some good arts and crafts to check out, some food as well. And then about 5 o'clock we'll have the rides and games and food opening up here at Legion Field, and of course that's followed by the grand finale at 9:30 with our fireworks display.
So let's talk about the parade route. Of course, you said it steps off at 10 a.m., starts off on Grove Street. From there, the parade route goes through Summer Street, taking you right onto Dean Street, onto Worcester Street, and then eventually it turns onto Route 18, where it makes that familiar trek down the Common and ending on Summer Street. And then also for the Arts and Music Festival, as you said, a bunch of awesome food. Really, this is the cheat day because of all the fried food, Italian ice, things like that. But the event is free if you are going. Some vendors will be charging for the merchandise, so just beware of that. And then also here at Legion Field, parking is a big thing for everybody coming in. Of course, the big message is to probably just walk here. It might be easier, but there are some parking venues that you can park your car at.
Yeah, every year people just kind of figure it out. We never really have many issues, but to try to help out, we do have a premium parking available. That'll be at the Williams School parking lot, and there'll be a nominal donation requested if you can oblige, and it does go right back to the fireworks and supporting the events, and hopefully start a little contingency fund for next year if we happen to raise enough for this year. So that's always the plan. We'll also have parking. Rich Ellis at Bridgewater Auto Body is also nice enough to offer us some parking there, so that will be available, and also Profit Funeral Home will be offering up their lot. So we do have a few options right here, right around the field, and I think the locals pretty much know how to do it. They seem to get through that pretty easily every year, and so we try to come down early, especially if you want to get your spot, and it's easier to kind of get the out-of-towners through Route 18 and get them placed as well. But as you mentioned, we'll have some great varieties of food and beverages available. We'll have music going from 5:30 on, and it is really nice day to kind of bring the family down, bring a blanket, grab a spot on the lawn. And, if you have the kids with you, we will have the rides as well, and that seems to be a favorite now for everybody. And all of the vendors, the amusements, the food vendors, they all contribute back towards the fireworks and parade as well. They all give us a decent amount of money, so it does really help the cause, and we appreciate having them.
I wonder who plays the music, though. I could just take a shot in the dark.
You never know.
Is the Uncle Sam suit coming back?
It is. It is ready to go.
Now, you mentioned the carnival. There is one thing to point out. As we get closer to 9:30, the start of the fireworks, of course, the message will be repeated numerous times throughout the event. Make sure you use your carnival tickets, because around 9:15, 9:20, that's when the rides shut off. So if you bought tickets and the rides get shut off, sorry, better luck next time. So obviously, the earlier you can go on the rides, the better.
Right, and that's not something that they can control. So please, if you have any grievances, don't bring it to the amusements, because it's not their control. But it is out of safety, and also if you're watching the fireworks, you want the lights to be off, and you want to have a nice backdrop for them. So yes, I mean the rides do open at 5 p.m. They're always here. They'll actually start setting up on Wednesday night, so they're here. They're ready to go. All of the staff on the amusement company are all. They're all families. They're all local folks. They are the owner of the company is also part of the safety inspection for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So these are good folks that are here and helping us out every year, and we really appreciate having them. But yes, come on in. Use up those tickets ahead of time, so you have a spot by the field and ready to go for the fireworks.
Start to talk about the 4th of July committee. Every year they do a great job in putting this event together, but this year I think the fundraising aspect of the committee has really stepped out here in town. You guys were selling the shirts, the hats, the koozies even, which will all be on sale. The 4th of July really getting the message out that it's because of the residents of town helping out the committee that all this is able to happen.
Well, we had a really good push this year. We came into the year just not sure, but the economy's gotten better. We had great support from the community. I'm sure you've all heard by now it's not a town-funded event. What that means is that we're not part of the town's operating budget. So we're not an official event. However, we do have great support from the town. I think people have probably seen, there was a picture of the secretarial staff in the town who all bought T-shirts and had a nice group photo in front of the Academy building. We've also had great support from town manager Michael Dutton and his assistant Kim Williams and their entire staff. Police, fire, highway, we do get great support. And we get awesome support from the community, from the businesses, from the residents who are always there and always step up. And this really is truly a community event. We do keep the costs controlled. We keep them very minimal as much as we can, but we also have to have public safety in mind. We want to make sure that when folks are here, it is safe for them, that we've taken the proper steps for that, and we've also, had proper facilities available for them. So there is some cost involved, and obviously the fireworks, although I can tell you that Atlas has only raised the price once in the 19 years that I've been involved here, and they've only raised the price by $500. So in fact, they've dropped the price by $10,000 when the economy started getting challenging several years back. So we really have a nice setup here. I think it's just the right size. We don't want to go too big. We want to keep it a community event, and I think we've about maximized the space that we've had here at Legion Field. But full credit goes out to Lisa Curley, who's kind of our fearless leader on the committee. And we have Norm Chipman, we have Nancy Wood, Keith Buell, and Carol have been very instrumental as well. So it's a small committee, but we have great support from a large community, and that really makes a difference.
Now let's talk about the weather for the 4th, because it's always a big question, and I think maybe every year except for once since the 4th of July really ramped up here in town, we've had to worry about weather. It just seems like Mother Nature has her sights set on Bridgewater for some nice, calm weather.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. 1 year out of the last 20, we had to reschedule, and of course that was the tropical storm, and the entire state rescheduled, so it really wasn't a big deal. It does become a challenge. The explosives, the pyro, arrive fairly early in the morning. They're escorted in by the fire department right off of the highway, and once they're placed in the ground, they do have to go up at some point. It's just not safe to leave them there. So, we do watch the radar. We have a command center that's located right here on site. We do have we're in constant communication with public safety during the night just to make sure. There have been some years we've had to adjust the time slightly if there have been storms in the area. We've kind of kept an eye on that. But generally, the only time we would not be able to launch is if we had sustained winds over certain criteria, or if we had, obviously cloud-to-ground lightning. But generally we have a good sense early in the day if that's something that's going to happen, and we let folks know. But Mother Nature's been very cooperative. We've had some storms here or there a few years, but if we have had anything, maybe 10-15 minutes and it's been gone. This year looks the same. I think on the weather side, Thursday is probably going to be the beginning of our first heat wave of the year. So I would expect a warm day here. I think Wednesday night we may not get below 70 degrees. So we're going to start on the warm side during the parade itself. I think for folks lining up around 9-10 o'clock, it's going to be very close to 80 degrees with that sun shining. So kind of keep that in mind. Make sure you have your water bottles. Make sure you have your sunscreen nearby. The humidity is going to be ramping up as the day goes on as well. And although not many forecasters have talked about it, we've thrown in a 20% chance of a thunderstorm just because of the fact that it's going to be hot, humid day. There is a front that's going to be nearby, not quite in the northeast yet, but close enough so that there could be an isolated storm. Most likely it'll be north and west of here, but just to kind of keep it in the back of your minds, if we do get something late afternoon, early evening, it'll be long gone by the time we get to fireworks time. Really no concerns at all for the fireworks themselves, but maybe a spot shower or storm in the afternoon. Just kind of keep that in mind.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission launched their campaign that they do every year around the 4th of July about being careful with fireworks. Of course, they are a legal launch here in Massachusetts without a proper license, but still, the people still launch their fireworks, and again, they warn you about the dangers of it.
These injuries we see are indeed from legally available consumer fireworks. There's terminology out there, safe and sane. This applies to fireworks that don't create huge explosions or aren't airborne. However, I would argue that when it comes to children, there really is no safe and sane firework. And even though the majority of injuries we're talking about are burns, again, many full thickness down to the bone, we do also see other injuries that can be even more severe. Eye trauma, where you have penetrating injury, so something actually goes into the eyeball, that can lead to permanent vision loss. We see in the worst case amputation of fingers, of hands, or even other parts of the body.
So that's everything you need to know for the 4th of July coming up here in town. The parade will start off. We're hoping to have live coverage of the parade at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to watch our Facebook page as we'll keep you updated on whether or not we'll be going live. But either way, we will have Jess Fama and Alicia Fortin returning to BTV to call the parade along with Scott Olson. And we'll have a recap of all the 4th of July activities on btvaccess.com coming up the week after the 4th. Then right after the parade until 3 p.m., you have the Arts and Music Festival taking place at Boyden Quad at Bridgewater State University. And then here at Legion Field, about, 15 to 20,000, give or take, people coming out watching one of the biggest pyrotechnic displays in Massachusetts. It's going to be a fun day with Uncle Sam maybe even spinning the tunes.
I think that's pretty much a guarantee. Good way to start a 4-day weekend.
All right, now if you missed anything, make sure to watch us on the BTV Facebook page as well as all of our social media to watch anything you might have missed here as we get you ready for the 4th of July. For Jeff Fowler, I'm John Luck. Thanks for watching.